Hey everybody, Dan Pakulski with a video here on psychological resilience, how to create a mindset of success. So many guys say they're struggling mentally, and there's a lot of reasons for that. And I'm not a psychologist, but I'll tell you what works for me and the thousands of guys that I get to work with over the last 5+ years. The first thing that I notice, people ask how I come to these conclusions and how I create these methods and protocols. I'm very blessed to work with really, really great guys. And some percentage of them succeed consistently, and some percentage don't. So critical thinker, observer over here. I always say, my mouth is often closed and my ears open because I'm just observing to see what is the difference. And the real key difference between people that succeed and people that don't, primarily, the first one is subjective versus objective living. So objective living means I set a target and I set a plan, I have a process and I follow through. I have an objective, I'm working toward it. Subjective is I'm influenced by my state, I'm influenced by my emotions, I'm influenced by my environment, I'm influenced by my surroundings, and ultimately I make decisions based on how I feel right now. And if you make decisions on how you feel, you're ultimately making decisions on the current you instead of the future you. So that's really the number one thing that I see my most successful clients following through on. And these are guys who are making 9-figure, 10-figure business deals, like multi-billion-dollar type guys, or certainly multi-hundred-million type guys. And I don't say that to brag, but I simply say that it's like, well, this is what I observe these guys doing. These guys are very objective. They have a target, they have a workout, they follow it, they have a diet plan, they follow it. They allow themselves to increase the amount of work they can take on with predictability and scheduling. It's really important to acknowledge. And so that's the first thing. If you're not setting goals and setting a plan or a process, you're missing out. So what we do here at Muscle Intelligence, what the team does is ultimately we create a plan for you. We create a step-by-step 6 to 9 month plan. Actually, we landed on about 8 months. Seems to be the perfect time for all of our guys to get what they want. And we start putting together the step-by-step system for you just to follow it every day. Right? If you're spending any amount of time thinking about your training, thinking about your nutrition, thinking about your supplementation longevity, that's time you're taking away from what matters most to you, which could be your family, could be your mission, could be making money, could be whatever it happens to be, playing with your kids. So we take on the responsibility ultimately of owning your health, your fitness, and your well-being. So, you still obviously hold that responsibility, but we want to think about it, right? You're ultimately hiring us to put our conscious energy on how do we make you look, feel, and perform at your best every day. So we're looking at things like, well, how's your training? How's your recovery? How's your sleep? How's your supplementation? How's your nutrition? How's your internal lab work? And so we have our time and energy on it so you don't have to. And so that's a really important aspect of psychological success. There's a few more things that I really strongly encourage you to look at when it comes to psychological success is there's this dynamic that exists between fear and gratitude, or gratitude and cynicism. And learning to live a life of gratitude requires practice. It's not something that some people are blessed with and some people are not blessed with. It's literally practice. If you wake up every day and take 3 minutes before you open your eyes, before your feet hit the ground, to be grateful, your mindset will start to shift. Because what you start to do, if you literally do 3 whole minutes, no cutting corners, you do 3 whole minutes, what starts to happen is it's really easy to start with the things that are easy, right? It's like, I'm grateful for my children, I'm grateful for my business, I'm grateful for my partner, I'm grateful for my team, I'm grateful for my mom, I'm grateful for my dad. But if you keep going, and you keep going in that fashion, I say, I'm so grateful for my dad, I'm so grateful for my sister, I'm so grateful for my niece, I'm so grateful for my son. What happens after 30 to 60 seconds is you run out of people. And so you start looking, you're like, oh, I'm so grateful for the crossing guard. I'm so grateful for my marketing team. I'm so grateful for John. I'm so grateful for Fred. And you start looking, and it starts, instead of just being an intellectualization, it becomes an embodiment. You start feeling grateful instead of just thinking about being grateful. And that feeling of grateful, that grateful energy or vibration is something you take with you through your day. So rather than being cynical, fearful, and afraid through the day, you're taking an energy with you, right? Whether that be gratitude or abundance or joy or whatever you want it to be. And so I literally get to create my mind and create my state before I face the world. So now I come into the world and I create that world instead of the world creating me, right? Am I a victim to the world or am I the creator of the world, right? You're either a creator or you're a victim to it. So think about that. If you're struggling any days, like, you got to commit, gents, and nothing works if you don't. And this is the reality. So you need to learn the levers that work most for you right now in this moment. So what are you struggling with? And you got to commit to it every day. And so at Muscle Intelligence, what we do is we have something we call the daily top 5. So if you're struggling with mental resilience or you're struggling with believing in yourself, we're going to give you some action item that is really specific to you that you follow through with for 7 days in a row. and you say, yes, I'm willing and able to commit to doing this for 7 days in a row, we go so far as to schedule it for you. We're like, hey, do it at 2 p.m. Put it in your calendar. Do it at 6 a.m. Put it in your calendar. And because we do that, we're ultimately allowing you to be more successful because it's just there. It's like, I just do it, right? Our goal is to be objective and then follow through. So we're here to help you guys to ultimately succeed in whatever you're doing. So gentlemen, that's a long video. There's so much more I could talk about when it comes to mental resilience and mindset mastery. And I have so many more videos coming at you. Sorry for the long one. Hope it was enjoyable. Hope it was beneficial. If it was, share this video with at least one person you know and love who's looking to improve the way they look, feel, and perform, and ultimately use the 4 resiliency model to become the most successful version of yourself in all areas. I'm going to come back with another video tomorrow that summarizes all these and tells you maybe the most important and useful framework and useful term that I've come across in the last 5 years that has allowed me to almost guarantee success for all of my clients. Pakulski coming at you tomorrow.